everybody. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Wyrock. In today's episode, we're talking about Bennifer, and we're asking, should we care? This episode is looking at the recent divorce between Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, an on-again, off-again couple now for over 2 decades of celebrities that were affectionately nicknamed about 20 years ago, Bennifer, for Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. This most recent time, they were together for about 3.5 years, including 2 years in which, for the first time ever, at least to each other, they were married. For whatever reason, this particular celebrity couple has always garnered a lot of attention. It's not unusual for 2 celebrities to fall in love or to date. It's not unusual for those relationships to flame out. But for whatever reason, this one captured America's attention. So much so that Jennifer Lopez recently released a documentary/music video/album that documented their relationship and its eventual demise. I'm sure she thought, surely people will want to watch this, listen to this, buy this, because we've always been so popular. But actually, it didn't do very well. Maybe there's Bennifer fatigue. I don't know. But what was interesting about the demise of this relationship is the question of, why do we care so much? And I want to just explore that with you, whether you're a Bennifer fan or not. Why is America so fascinated by this celebrity couple? Let me offer a couple of thoughts. First of all, most of American entertainment is built around the idea that we need to be distracted from our own lives. We like thinking about the lives of other people, because if we're doing that, we're not thinking about our own. We like sitting in judgment of the lives of other people, especially celebrities. It's fun to kind of poke at the rich and famous, because if we're being analytical about their lives, we don't have to be that way about ourselves. We have to admit that a big part of our fascination is we just enjoy sitting in judgment over other people. We enjoy turning our brains off a little. But I want you to consider this. This is really my main point and my second point. Why is it that this couple has so captured our attention? I think it's because we know deep down that celebrity couples reflect our culture. It used to be said that in a democracy, it's the elected officials that tell you who the people really are. We get the government we deserve. But nowadays, I wonder if the most representative part of our culture is not our elected officials, but the celebrities that capture our time and attention. Most people couldn't tell you who their congressman is, let alone who their governor or mayor or whatever is. But everybody knows who Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are. And what was really capturing our attention is that they are living out in front of us our cultural views, a thin view of marriage, for example, both of them having been married multiple times, and their most recent marriage only lasting for a little while, showing us the inadequacy of our own relationships. There's a part in the documentary where J-Lo is talking about her desire to show their relationship through her art. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck in another scene is saying the last thing he wants is for his marriage to be on public display. In these celebrity couples, we see ourselves, including our inability to communicate and our inability to sacrifice our own desires for the good of the other people we're in relationship with. These celebrities are showing us something about ourselves. And as Christians, what the end of Bennifer should cause us to do more than anything is to mourn. The reason why our culture is in such a bad shape as it relates to marriage, as it relates to communication, to relationships, to intimacy, is, I think, mostly because the church has stopped living out these things, stopped teaching these things, stopped pushing for a gospel perspective, which calls us to sacrifice, which calls us to love other people more than ourselves, especially our spouse, calls us to a high view of marriage, a covenantal view of marriage, a marriage that lasts and works. The end of Bennifer is in some ways meaningless to most of us, but in other ways, it's incredibly meaningful because it's the end of marriage done our culture's way. When these relationships end, maybe they should be wake-up calls to us to make sure in our own relationships we're living out gospel values, biblical values that lead to the flourishing of a marriage, because our celebrities are showing us that doing marriage our culture's way ends in disaster. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. While you're here, we'd love to ask you to hit subscribe or to like so you get future content. If you listen to the audio version too, make sure you leave a review and a comment. That really helps. Consider sharing it on social media and helping us get the word out. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content that Christ Community Chapel is putting out, including the videos that are around me right now.